Originally this week, I was going to cover the new mediocre retelling of The Phantom of the Opera, but then I thought, what kind of Scrooge ignores Christmas films on Christmas Eve? So I'm calling an audible. You can catch a full review of The Phantom on Monday on HTM. But for tonight, as Santa prepares for his overnight shift, here's a few suggestions to help keep your holiday spirits high and a few films I consider essential watching this time of year. Say what you want, call it corny, call it sappy, but it is not Christmas without It's a Wonderful Life. It is Frank Capra's masterpiece of goodwill and his salute to the undying spirit of the average Joe. Jimmy Stewart, Donna Reed, Buffalo Gals, moons, lassos, and a big handful of Zuzu's pedals. Really, what else do you need for Christmas? And let's not forget about Dickens. There are hundreds of versions of A Christmas Carol. The best features Alistair Sim in a 1951 BBC production. But 1988 Scrooge has a special place in my heart. Maybe it's because of Bill Murray. Maybe it's because it's set in the world of TV production. Maybe it's because it walks that rare line of being cynical, but all the time having a sincere heart as big as Texas. Scrooge is a personal favorite of mine, as well as my family's, as well as National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, possibly Chevy Chase's best film role. Now, I'm not going to go into exact details about why this movie struck such a personal chord on such a deep level, but I know that our family's not alone. Christmas Vacation certainly has a universal appeal. And universal appeal seems to be the common denominator of many of these films. But they also have another interesting characteristic. All of these films were considered failures at one time. None of these films found an audience until years after they left theaters. Here's another one, A Christmas Story. Yep, the brilliantly hysterical movie A Christmas Story was thought to be a forgettable waste of time 20 years ago. Now it spends one night of year playing 24 hours in continuous rotation and capturing up to 60% of the viewing audience. I think the reason why all of these films seem to stand the test of time is really hard to say. I think a lot of it has to do with its mixture of good intentions with a slightly darker edge. Who knows? And really, who cares? They're just great movies. And more importantly, they're just movies. It's not what's really important. Family, friends, time well spent. Now that's important. So in this spirit, let me make another bolder suggestion. This year, turn off your DVDs. Turn off your VCRs. Focus on what counts. Movies, they're always going to be here. But the great people who make up these little chapters of your life, well, that's another story. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas for you and yours, and I hope you make plans to see us again right here on the front row. For KQ2, I'm Bob Shultz.